Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, starseed astrologer and spiritual messenger from sacredsoulempowerment.com. Here to do your monthly angel card reading for April 2018. For the monthly angel card reading, we're going to be using, for the main message, the Power Angel Tarot deck by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. And your special message card, depending on your stone of choice for this month, is going to be coming from the Archangel Divination deck, which is also by Doreen Virtue. So before we get into the astrology, or the highlights of the astrology energies for the month, let's take a look at your stones of choice. So the first stone of choice is this beautiful clear quartz crystal. Now I want you to go this month, our angels and guides want us to go with what feels right, what you're drawn to for the month, okay? So this is, again, this beautiful clear quartz crystal. It's rounded on both ends. It's basically used as a massage tool, but it definitely has a lot of power in it. It's a very clear crystal. You can see right through it, and it's pretty heavy as well. So again, powerful amplifier here of energy. The second crystal of choice. Now this also probably looks like clear quartz crystal, especially since I'm out here on a beautiful sunny day here in Oregon. But this actually is amethyst. So this is an amethyst wand. It's a very light purple color. That light purple color has a very high vibration, relates to the crown chakra, opening us up to higher guidance and clear vision, claircognizance, and psychic perceptions. And then your third stone of choice. This is also quartz, but this is a rutilated quartz. I don't know if you can see that there's a lot of rutilation in here. If I kind of turn it around, you can see the rutile that is formed within the crystal. So the rutilated quartz crystal, there's some similar properties to the quartz, but there's slightly different energy to this. It almost feels as though there's a lot going on with this. So if there's a lot going on in your life, you know, with all this rutilation here, and this is just an intuitive interpretation, but it feels like there can be also a lot going on in your life, but that you're able to juggle it more easily. Or there is a lot of opportunities or a lot of possibilities that can come in here because of that rutile formation within this quartz. So again, your stones of choice are the clear quartz crystal, the amethyst wand, and the rutilated quartz. So let's start out by talking about the astrological energies for the month of April. In fact, I want to start with the numerological energy for the month, which I always do with the monthly videos. So just to give you an idea of how I get this, we have to take the universal year for 2018, which if we add up 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 8, that equals an 11. So we're in a master number 11 year universally for the collective of humanity for 2018. Now to get the monthly vibration for any particular month, we're going to take that 11 master number that 2018 adds up to, and we're going to add the month in question. So in this case, this is April, it's the 4th month of the year. If we add 11 plus 4, it gives us a 15. Now 15 isn't necessarily a master number, it's not a karmic number per se, but we're going to talk about that double digit in a minute. But if we reduce the 15 down to a single digit, we add the 1 plus the 5, and it equals a 6. And in this case, I'm guided to also speak of the numbers that make up this 6 vibration. So let's start with the number 6. The number 6 is about the balance of the divine feminine and the divine masculine. If you think about a geometric shape that has 6 sides, it's Merkaba energy, or a Star of David energy, with an upward triangle, triangle facing upward and a triangle facing downward, and they intersect one another. That's what creates that 6-sided figure. So that's where we get the as above, so below, or the balance energies. So we're balancing what we're doing on an earthly level with what we're doing or learning on a spiritual level. Okay? There also has to be a balance with home and family versus career and our life path. That's also part of the balance energies of the number 6. The number 6 in general deals with responsibility, and it deals with, again, home and family situations where you're living. So it could indicate possibility of expanding the home or moving the home. Again, also with career and life path, there can be a lot of changes within the career life path, which is that other side of that balanced energy of home and family. This also deals with the emotional nature. The number 6 rules the emotional body, so we're dealing with emotional body stuff. Now, if we look at the 2 numbers that make up the number 6, the 1 and the 5, the 1 is all about the individual. So we're dealing with the sense of self this month, and we're going to add to that the energy of the number 5, which is oftentimes a little bit chaotic and a little bit confusing. The number 5 deals with the mental realm of things, our thoughts, our ideas, our belief systems. So the ego mind sometimes can get in the way with that number 5 energy because, you know, a lot of times the ego mind wants to throw in fears and doubts and things of that nature. So if we add that together, we're dealing with our sense of self and how we're thinking on a mental level, which kind of creates fears or doubts or anxieties. And then to the number 6, regarding our balancing our home and family matters with career, life path, destiny path, and with our emotions and our feelings. So I know that's a big mouthful, but now we want to look at the 15th major arcana from the tarot deck, because that's also going to give us an indication of the energy for the month of April. And I pulled the card out of the Syrian Starseed Tarot, which is by Patricia Corey and Alyssa Bartha. So the 15th major arcana, at least in this deck, is called the shadow, okay? And that's just what we were talking about, the shadow, the ego, you know, the fears, the doubts, the anxieties. That's all a part of our shadow side. Now, in the traditional tarot deck, the 15th major arcana is actually called the devil card, and that's not to scare anybody. You know, the devil is just a metaphor for, again, our own shadow, our own fears, our own insecurities that we're dealing with on an ego level. And you can see here in this picture, in this tarot card, there's actually a spider web, and there seems to be a couple of figures here. I don't know if you can see that really closely, but there's a woman and a man here, and their shadows are larger within this area of the spider web. So, you know, we can look at that a couple different ways. That our fears, which is indicated by the shadows that these 2 individuals are creating, our fears are larger than they really need to be. You know, whatever we're fearful about, whatever we're doubtful about, whatever we're anxious about, whatever we're insecure about, is we're creating more out of it than is reality, okay? And it's just our own ego creating those fears. And then, of course, the spider web, you know, the spider web, you know, we can feel like we're getting caught in the web of illusion. You know, that's part of the shadow here, is we feel caught or restricted or limited in this web of illusion. But, you know, spider actually is a very sacred animal totem. So let's turn that around, and rather than looking at this as the fearful shadow side, let's look at it as possibilities or potentials for creation, because that's what this web is. It's the creation of the spider, and this web is strong. You know, spiders weave a very strong web. And again, as an animal totem, the spider is all about magic. It's all about the magic of creation and weaving your own web, weaving your own reality, weaving your own fate, which means we're taking back our power to do so and not getting caught in, again, these fears and anxieties of the ego mind. Okay, so that's the vibration numerologically speaking. So we're going to talk about the highlights here for the month of April. And there's actually a lot of intense things that are going on. I feel like overall in general, this is going to be a rather intense month. And I feel like on an internal and on a personal level, again, dealing with our own subconscious fears, our own shadow, if you will. So the first thing that's significant, and you know, it might seem like just a little blip on the map because we're talking about Mercury here, and Mercury moves really quickly. So it's not anything that's going to last a long time, but I was seeing a pattern here with some of the difficult transits for the month, even those that are short-lived. So the first thing is on the 4th and the 5th of April, we're going to have Mercury, which is still in retrograde motion for a few more days, And Mercury on the 4th and the 5th first challenges Mars, which is the warrior energy, and then it challenges Saturn, which is the teacher of lessons and what some astrologers will call the Lord of Karma. Now Mercury rules our mind, so again we're dealing with the mind energy, the mind feeling frustrated with that connection to Mars, the mind or our thoughts, our communications with other people feeling either restricted or we're feeling insecurity about something. We're feeling held back. Again, there's karmic lessons. And again, it all deals with how are we really thinking. So, you know, it would be a good thing if you start to really pay attention to your thoughts and your belief systems this month regarding yourself, regarding your life, regarding your destiny path, and start to change them from glass half empty to glass half full. We also have on the 11th the Sun, which is now in Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, indicating new beginnings. But remember, Mercury is retrograde, so there's a little bit of a delay here in moving forward with these new beginnings. But the Sun in Aries is challenging Pluto. And this is significant because later on in the month, Pluto is going to come up again. But Pluto is the planet of power and control, and here we can either empower ourselves or feel disempowered by situations and circumstances. So there may be power and control issues either within us, how we feel about ourselves. Again, maybe we're disempowering ourselves, or maybe there's some power and control issues going on around us with other people. And again, this can be either before, on, or after, within a day or two of the 11th of April. And then we come to the new moon in Aries. This is actually a very positive thing because, again, we had the Sun moving into Aries back in March. You know, Mercury's in Aries. And here we have the first new moon, which new moons are about new beginnings. The first new moon in this first sign of the zodiac happens on the 15th of April. Now, right before the new moon at 26 degrees of Aries happens, Mercury goes direct at 4 degrees of Aries. So Mercury's, again, still in Aries, but now it goes direct right before the new moon. So this is a really significant day in the month of April to really start something new, to really initiate, to feel like you're able now to plant new seeds and watch how they might over time start to grow and sprout. So the next thing of significance is going to be on the 17th of April, just 2 days after the new moon. So we're going to feel this all month because this is Saturn, and Saturn is a slower moving planet. But Saturn is going to go retrograde at 9 degrees of Capricorn. Now again, Saturn rules insecurity, and it rules karma, and it rules lessons. But on the positive side, it also rules structure. It rules building a solid foundation. It rules responsibility. So with Saturn turning retrograde, again, it's going to internalize the energy, as when a planet goes retrograde often does. So these insecurities, you know, these karmic fears or karmic patterns that we play out, whether we're playing them out in relationship or in our career or with money matters, or in the home and family, it's going to internalize these energies of fear. But the positive thing is that we're going to be able to learn something. You know, Saturn's here to teach us again, to teach us responsibility, to teach us how to restructure our lives or restructure the energies within ourselves. Now, I didn't jot it down, but Saturn's going to be retrograde for quite a while because it is a slower moving planet. So definitely the whole month of April, definitely the whole month of May. So, you know, you have many weeks here to kind of learn these lessons that Saturn wants to teach us. The next thing of significance is now Pluto, and I said before that Pluto was going to come up again. So here it is on the 22nd of April. Pluto now goes into retrograde motion at 21 degrees Capricorn. Again, Pluto rules our sense of power or empowerment, and it can also be where there's power and control issues or disempowerment, along with death and rebirth, transformation, transmuting energies. And so this is going to bring some big changes. Pluto also rules the kind of the subconscious. It rules what's underneath. It rules the shadow in a sense. It rules what's hidden, okay? And this can be, again, within ourselves or out there in the collective. So because Pluto is also a slow-moving planet, even slower than Saturn, we're going to be feeling this the whole month of April. But especially once we near the 22nd, you're going to see some things that are kind of churned up from the depths, okay? Some things that maybe we as a collective don't really see the truth of, maybe is going to come to light, or there's going to be, again, some power and control issues amongst people or amongst organizations or what have you that start to really rear up to be seen. Again, Pluto's going to be retrograde for several months, but we feel it mostly when a planet is ready to go retrograde, it's just turning retrograde, or it's just turning direct, is when we feel the intensification of what that planet is about the strongest. So we're really going to feel this month Saturn and Pluto as they're slowing down to turn retrograde. And again, both of those planets are pretty heavy duty. They're dealing with, again, fears and power issues and subconscious and lessons, and so there's a lot of things that are being churned up, and that really does relate to this shadow card, the number 15th major arcana for this month of April. Now, I'm going to come back again to the 24th of April in a minute, but I want to jump to the 29th, because on the 29th, near the end of the month, we have a full moon in Scorpio, and the reason why I wanted to jump there was because Pluto, the planet that just went retrograde on the 22nd, rules Scorpio. So this Scorpio full moon on the 29th is going to be even more intense than a regular Scorpio full moon. And for those of you that know about Scorpio energies, we know that that can be really intense. And I'm looking up to the sky because as I say that, a vulture just flew over my head. And a vulture, in the Native American tradition, or as far as a totem, does rule transformation and death and rebirth and transition and transmuting energies. So that's really interesting that I saw the vulture. And if you want to know more about what that totem is, you have to look that up on the internet, and you'll find all kinds of information. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the 24th just for a moment. On the 24th, Venus is moving out of Taurus, and she moves into the sign of Gemini. Venus is all about love, relationships, as well as money and finances. She's moving into the sign of Gemini, which she's going to be more social. She's going to be more changeable. She's going to be more flirtatious, more communicative. There's going to be several things going on at once. It might be several relationships that you're connecting with, whether they be romantic or friendship or otherwise. There might be more than one financial or money project that you're involved in, or more than one way that money or income is coming in for you when Venus is traversing through the sign of Gemini, which is going to bring us into May of 2018. So again, it's going to lighten up those energies a little bit, but also she can be a little indecisive. Venus can be a little indecisive regarding relationships and money while she's in that sign of Gemini. All right, so that's all I want to talk about as far as the astrological highlights. Let's go ahead and move to the cards that, upon meditation, I've already chosen are 3 cards for this month of April for everyone. So the first card, as I turn it over, okay, we start out with the major arcana number 5 with divine guidance. This is with Archangel Sandalphon. The message at the bottom says, the search for meaning in life, consider an alternative approach, and surround yourself with wise teachers or friends. So, in the traditional tarot, this is the Hierophant, and this is usually seeking some sort of external counsel from a person who is a spiritual leader of some sort, or wise in their years, someone who has wisdom, someone who has that kind of spiritual wisdom. Now, I also feel like from this deck, though, however, that this divine guidance doesn't necessarily need to come from an individual, but this can be divine guidance that you're receiving from your own angels or guides or teachers of the light, or calling upon the archangels or the ascended masters. So I really feel like, especially because we're going to be dealing with a lot of that shadow, ego mind stuff, that it would be really good to call upon those of the highest vibration of light, or again, seeking someone that you really trust, a spiritual teacher, a spiritual guide, a guru, if you want to call them that, that can help to give you some sort of wise information that can guide you along the way through what you're going through, whatever that might be. Let me see if there's anything. Sandalphon, Archangel Sandalphon, is the archangel that carries our prayers or intentions to what we might call the heavens, the upper realms, the God source energy realm. So, you know, you can call upon Sandalphon with those positive thoughts, prayers, and intentions. If you need any assistance, you need some guidance, you need some help of some sort, ask Sandalphon to carry that to that highest source of light, if you will, to receive some answers, to receive some divine guidance. Let's go ahead and look at the second card here. The second card. Okay, so the second card is the Five of Michael. I'm not surprised to see a Michael card because this is the suit of air or swords in the traditional tarot. And the number 5 is a pretty chaotic number. When we see the 5 of air, swords, Michael in this case, we're dealing with ego, again, ego fears, ego confusion, too many things happening in the mind at once, being pulled in too many directions mentally. Let's read what it says at the bottom of the card. It says, "This situation does not serve you. Release your attachment to the outcome. Consider taking a more uplifting approach." So again, if you need to take a more uplifting approach, then that means that we're in a space of negativity or not feeling too confident or not feeling good about what's happening. Or again, we're feeling fearful or insecure. This is all an indication of that 5 of Michael. And as it says, the situation, whatever the situation is that's causing these doubts and fears and anxieties, it doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve you to stay here or be in it. It might mean you have to leave a circumstance or situation or possibly a relationship. It might just mean you need to cut the cords energetically and spiritually and release that kind of energetic connection that you have to whatever the circumstance or situation is. But again, knowing that a lot of this is kind of created from your own mind, that our true state is of being at peace and being in balance. And whatever it is we're dealing with. Now, I'm going back to Saturn as they're showing me Saturn. Remember, Saturn is here to teach us something. So it's not here to punish us. It's here to teach us to either take responsibility for something or to restructure our lives or our sense of self, and to really, you know, kind of again create this sense of more security, either again in life or within ourselves. So that's what Saturn's here to do, and I feel like this is part of this message here. Let's look at the last card before we choose our special messages. And wow, this is interesting because Major Arcana number 15 from this deck, and that's the vibration of this month of April. So interesting that it came up here. Almost I'm not surprised because again, Saturn retrograde, Pluto retrograde is really heavy-duty energy. In this deck, it's called Decision, okay? Remember, it's the same as this card called the Shadow, still Major Arcana 15. In the traditional deck, it's called the Devil. This is with Archangel Jophiel. So there's interesting choice of archangels here for this card. Archangel Jophiel is the Archangel of Beauty. She helps us to find beauty, like almost a sense of peace. So in a sense, that's what we're trying to find here. This would indicate there might be some decisions that we have to make. The message at the bottom says, release yourself from that which holds you back. Whether it be, I'm adding a circumstance, a situation, a relationship, or whether it be patterns, karmic patterns, or belief systems, or fears, release yourself from that which holds you back. A need to detox. Now that could be detoxing on a physical level, but more than likely it's on an emotional or a mental and or spiritual level. It could be all of the above. And actually when we detox on a physical level, it helps us to detox on an emotional and mental and spiritual level. The last sentence on the card says unnecessary worry based on a lack of self-confidence. So again, those insecurities. You're feeling a lack of confidence in yourself. You're feeling maybe a lack of power. You're feeling disempowered by something. Anxious, fearful, doubtful. Again, this is all part of that shadow. It's the shadow side. It's an illusion, okay? These shadows behind these people look bigger than the people are. That's just an illusion. So it's time to let that go. It's time to let the shadow go. Time to let the fears go. And, you know, allow yourself to move through it, to feel it, to understand it, but also allow yourself to cut the cords, release the energies, rebalance yourself, and heal yourself from all here that's going on. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at your special message card from the Archangel deck, depending on your stone of choice. So, for those of you that chose that first clear quartz crystal, okay, I'm going to give this a little shuffle here because I didn't shuffle too much before starting the video. Okay, so the clear quartz crystal people, just looking for the card that stands out to me. Okay, this one here is kind of sticking up. Clear quartz crystal people, life review with Archangel Jeremiah. Take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. Take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal anything that is imbalanced. So, again, this could be on an emotional, mental, spiritual level. This could be relationship. This could be career. This could be home and family situations, could be friendship connections. This could, be just about anything, but it's time this month to really kind of go within. Allow yourself to meditate, allow yourself to tap into your subconscious, to tap into the deepest part of yourself and review what is disempowering me, what isn't working anymore, okay? And this is also calling Archangel Jeremiah because he helps you to do this. So this is something that would be very, very beneficial. I also feel like you're needing to do things that will help you to find your sense of rebalance. And they're talking about things like exercise, yoga, meditation, spiritual practices that will help you to find this sense of rebalance in your life. Okay, for those of you that chose that amethyst wand, and this one right away is poking up. Oh, I like this one. Gifts from God with Archangel Sandalphon. We angels bring you gifts from your Creator, so open your arms to receive. And I feel like when they say that, they're talking about these gifts. They might actually be, tangible gifts, but I feel like these are more spiritual gifts. I feel like Archangel Sandalphon, your angels and guides, are bringing you like a sense of peace or a sense of direction, or assisting you in making decisions by giving you messages of guidance or inspiration. So don't necessarily look for the blessings to only be those that are tangible, but also look for the blessings to be something that's spiritually offered, as a sense of clarity, a sense of feeling confident, a sense of feeling abundant in life. These are gifts and blessings also that are being offered here to you in this month of April. Also, there's a lot of purple energy here, so, connecting with that purple ray, the Saint Germain violet flame will help to transmute lower vibrational energies, which will then free your energy body up to be able to receive whatever these blessings are all about. All right, and then for those of you that chose the rutilated quartz people, this one here, ooh, you know what to do. You know what to do with Archangel Uriel. And it says at the bottom, trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. Again, we're in that Aries energy. We have a new moon in Aries. So tap into your inner intuition, your inner psychic guidance. Call upon Archangel Uriel, which is the archangel that assists with our claircognizance or even clairvoyance. It's like inspirational flashes of insight that Archangel Uriel can bring to you to assist you in knowing what is the right next step, what is the right decision, which way is the right way to go as far as your path, your destiny, or any situation or circumstance. They're saying the way is being lit. As I look at this lantern, the way is being lit, or the way is being highlighted for you. So again, tune in. Make it a practice to really tune in and sense, feel, again, those little flashes of pictures in your head is kind of Archangel Uriel's specialty. So if you get these flashes of knowingness or flashes of pictures of something to do or the direction to take, listen to that, because Archangel Uriel is really lighting the way for you. So I hope you've all liked this monthly angel card reading. I'll see you again on the next weekly angel card reading as well. Thank you all so much for your love, sharing the video, commenting on the video. I send you all lots of love and light and many, many angel blessings. Namaste, everyone.